Okay, my name is Alec McGinnis, and the topic I researched was clean energy, and I'm going to tell you why it is profitable enough for us to invest in. The articles I read talked mostly about several different benefits that result from using renewable energy as opposed to burning fossil fuels. And I know this presentation is supposed to deal with economics, but before I get into that aspect of clean energy, I'm first going to highlight the benefits we could get environmentally. According to several articles, more than 1/3 of the U.S. global warming emissions are accounted for by production of electricity, and coal produces about 25% of the U.S. global warming emissions. In contrast to that, renewable energy produces little or no global warming emissions, and renewable energy sources also give up to 10 times less the amount of carbon emissions than fossil fuels do. And in a study done by the United States Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory, it was concluded that if by 2050, 80% of our electricity is from renewable sources, the United States global warming emissions could be reduced by up to 81%. Clean energy also improves public health and environmental quality. Air and water pollution given off by coal and natural gas plants have been linked to breathing problems, neurological damage, heart attacks, and even cancer. By replacing fossil fuels with renewable energy, there has been a reduction in premature mortality and lost work days, along with a reduction in the overall cost of healthcare. And actually, the economic impact associated with healthcare impact of fossil fuels is between a 2.5% and 6% decrease in GDP. And also, hydroelectric, solar, and wind systems are able to generate electricity without polluting the air. And they also do not require water to operate, therefore they do not pollute water, and they do not take away from water resources or hurt the water supply by competing with agriculture and water drinking systems. Along with being great for the environment, clean energy is also very economically beneficial. Fossil fuel technologies are usually mechanized, which means that in order to obtain them, we usually use machines. However, renewable energy industries produce a large amount of labor. Over 400,000 jobs have been created since 2009, and actually more jobs are created for each unit of electricity generated from renewable resources than from fossil fuels. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, it was concluded that if there is a 25% renewable energy standard by 2025, it would create more than 3 times as many jobs as producing the same amount of electricity from fossil fuels. And this would create an estimated 202,000 jobs by 2025. Another benefit of using clean energy is that local governments are able to collect property income tax from renewable energy project owners. This money can be used towards public services, particularly in rural areas. And in addition to this, those who own land on which the wind projects are located receive less payments, lease payments from the government, along with payments for using less energy from power lines. And renewable energy projects are able to keep money moving throughout a community, and in many states, renewable energy production reduces the money that would normally be used to import coal and natural gas. Another attribute regarding clean energy is that the prices are much more consistent than those of fossil fuels. The average cost of renewable energy technologies has steadily decreased over the last few years, and they're expected to decline even more over the next few years. An example of this is hydroelectric power, which has dropped by 20% since 2010, and the price of solar panels has dropped by 60% since 2011. And there are actually some areas in the country, particularly in Texas, where wind power is used more frequently than the use of fossil fuels because there's such a significance in cost difference that it's more economically friendly for them. By using more renewable energy, the price of natural gas and coal will decrease as the demand decreases by increasing competition and creating more of a diverse industry of energy suppliers. Also, long-term renewable energy investments can help investors save money that they would normally use to protect themselves from the volatile prices of fossil fuels. Investors normally have to hedge to reduce the risk in investing in fossil fuels, but people who invest in clean energy would be able to save millions of dollars across the country because they would not have to hedge for electricity generated from renewable resources because the prices are so much more stable than those of fossil fuels. In conclusion, everybody knows how beneficial clean energy is to the environment. but not everyone knows how economically beneficial it is as well. Investing in renewable energy is much safer for investors, and it is also safe for consumers because renewable resources will always be available to us. And I believe that we should start investing more in clean energy because it has so many upsides to it, and although fossil fuels are still the main source of energy for now, I think sometime in the near future we will start to see a major shift towards renewable energy. Many companies have already started working to produce clean energy as means to improve the environment, but now that it is becoming more economically affordable, more people will be willing to go out of their comfort zone and take a chance on becoming a consumer of clean energy.